If you're new, welcome. If you came back, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Francine, and on this channel, we are switching it up. This video, we are going to be talking about budgeting. So we're going to switch to the overhead shot, and I am going to talk you through how I template plan. And when I say template plan, I'm just talking about how I use the information I know to prep for what's to come. So that is, I'm prepping my bills, I'm prepping my expenses. So, for example, one of my expenses is daycare, childcare. I know how much that is going to be every week. So I can just pre-plug in those numbers and then have a estimate of what I am going to be spending out of necessity. Then I'm going to just outline it. And then when I get my money, because I get paid this week, I'm going to fill out the rest of the budget. All right, so I start everything with this budget planner. I love me a good pen and paper for budgeting. It really just grounds me. I have tried spreadsheet planning. It helps because it makes the numbers and the calculating the numbers really easier than having to do pen and paper. But I do enjoy a good pen and paper. So what typically I'll do, I'm not gonna do it today, but typically I'll cross plan. So I'll start planning on my computer and then I'll sit down and whatever's in this book will be my final budget. Yeah. So I am budgeting, just for reference, I am married. I am budgeting solo. I typically do two budgets, one for me, one for him, and this will only be a me budget. This honestly works for us. So this is what my bills is looking like. I also have a little paper here, like a cheat sheet that tells me everything, all the bills, how much the bills are, and what I need to pay. This is my goals for this month, so I'm just gonna reground myself in my goals. The first one is to save $1,000 in American Express, save 200 plus for the October trip. So my money, 200 this month, I wanna save, and then hopefully another 2 or 3 next month. My goal is to go to the trip with at least $2,000-ish for spending money, but everything else is paid for. Then eat out max one time a week, cook at home. Heart, because your girl is not cooking at home, which is causing us to spend more outside. So pay cycle. Now I'm gonna put income. Obviously, I do not know what my income will be, so we're just gonna leave that blank. We're gonna do bills. Pottery. If you haven't watched my shorts, I have been enjoying my pottery classes. So that will be $80. The membership is a reduced price for pottery class, so this is why I have it, because typically a pottery class from the studio that I go to is roughly 130, 150. So some people would be like, oh, why are you paying $80 for a membership? That's so expensive. Okay, but if I was to go at the same rate that I'm going now, it would be more expensive than the membership. So okay, so let's do rent. $750. Again, this is not a household budget. So this is just things that I am personally responsible for and my portions of those responsibilities. Audible. I have been enjoying audiobooks, like really, really enjoying them. It's an easy way for me to read books, but I am going to have to buy physical books only because I want my son to be in the habit of like reading, and he can't be in a habit of things if he doesn't see me do them, regardless to the fact that I am doing, like, I'm listening to books, but he doesn't know the difference of me listening to a book and me being on my phone. And I'm like, okay, I need to be a little more intentional and actually buy the book. And maybe even if I'm not reading it, but I'm listening to it, have the book in front of me and pretend like I'm reading it, or actually read the print. I need to start utilizing ClassPass again. I fell off this summer, which isn't cute, isn't fun, isn't demure. But sometimes you just want to relax. And last school year was a rough run. All right. So these are my bills. I feel like the first paycheck of the month is the easiest, whereas the second one is the hardest because that's what I'm paying for the next month's bill. I do not have a calculator. Didn't think this through.
Alright, let's see if I can do this mentally. So we got 0, 0, 5, 6, that's 11. 11 plus 4. 11 plus 4 is 15. So now 15. 15, 9. 9, 10, 11. 11. 11 plus 5, that's 16. 16 plus 9 is 16 plus 9 is 25. 7, 8, 9. So that's 955. Y'all can check if I am wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'll just double check. I'll probably just put it right here.
Part 2. You're probably like, what is bills part 2? It's honestly not a category, but I'm just gonna make it one. So I have to renew my driver's license. That is $25. We have, for now, $25 left over. So bills part 2 for me is technically like reoccurring, like not reoccurring bills, but like one-time responsibilities, because I don't have a sinking fund, like fully funded for these responsibilities. So I have to pay them, and it's not technically a reoccurring bill. So now we're moving on to cash envelopes. So my cash envelopes are food, me time, because that's very important, gas, toiletry, childcare, so daycare. That was technically supposed to be in bills, but we'll just leave it here. So I know that's why I was like, something is off. I need to start being in the mindset of paying daycare again and having that as a bill. So daycare is $450 for 2 weeks. Food is also considered groceries for me, and knowing us, we are a family of 3. I do have a little baby, who isn't oh so little, but still little. And he's eating food just like us. So now that's 3 people that are eating. And he still drinks milk and all those yada, 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 yada. I can save that for another video for a grocery haul. But for food, I believe I'm going, again, this is an estimate. I am going to need about, let's say 200. Me time, this is the cycle leading into the first month of work, well, the first week of work, going back to work. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna need a good $100. It would be like 100 plus, but let's do 150. Because I would like to do my nails, re-up my eyebrows. I am trying to learn how to do cluster lashes, so stay tuned for that video of me doing my cluster lash. Yeah, gas typically is $50. Toiletries, I'm not too sure. So this is my template. When I actually get paid, I'm going to fill out my income. I'm going to fill out the leftovers, and then fill out anything that's empty, or like revise some of these categories, but this is staying. And then I'm going to put a little line, because now we have our sinking fund. So our sinking funds are, so these are my sinking fund. If you watch my previous video, I did an audit of my sinking fund, and these are the sinking funds that I am going to be funding. These are the goals, and this is where we currently are in my bank account right now. Because my sinking funds are not cash. My sinking funds are digital sinking funds, because I want to earn my interest. I don't want to leave free money on the table. So let me write my sinking funds down. Now I have my template, and now we wait to plug in the actual factual income and the rest of the numbers in. And we're back. I filled out everything. I redid it because I didn't like how it looked. It was actually like really pissing me off. So I ripped the page off, redid it, and now everything is filled in. We redid the cash envelopes, and so now food is only getting 200, me is getting only 80, gas is getting 50. Then we have some savings over here. I could have eliminated the savings and just dive deep into the cash envelopes, but I am trying to put something away, even if it's $5, like something away. And I'm already planning for something here, so I need to start being intentional and start saving. So this is what we have going on right now. I'm going to put a little star next to the things that I'm going to take cash out, because again, I'm a hybrid budgeter where I use cash for some things and then I use cards for the rest, and my sinking funds go straight into my savings account. So gas is definitely being pulled out. Daycare is getting pulled out because that's how we pay. There's no card system. It's either cash or a check. And then everything else is staying in the bank. I'll be back. I'm going to write a chart so that I can figure out what denominations I need for each intervals. So these are the denominations that I'm going to need for these two categories, daycare and gas. I'm going to need 4 hundreds, 4 20s, and 4 5. Now I'm going to take my handy dandy cash breakdown. We have the denominations and then we have the quantities. So for 100, I need 4. For 20s, I need 4, 5, 4. And I'm going to take this. Oh, and in total, it's 500. So I'm going to take this to my bank teller and I'm going to pull out the money. And that's it for this Paycheck's budget breakdown, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.